My name is Francesco Ciniglio. I am an Italian drummer who loves jazz and any sort of improvised and pocket and moving music, I would say. I was born in Napoli and I moved to New York when I was 18 and stayed there for quite some time. I studied at the City College of New York and graduated from there. Took some lessons with some great musicians like John Patitucci and Fred Hirsch and Greg Hutchinson. So kind of gather information from everywhere and just to try to have a better idea what jazz was, because growing up in Italy, I listened to a lot of records, but the music that was there around me wasn't really matching the vibe of the record. So I said I gotta go to New York, and I have an uncle. Actually, I'm pretty fortunate to have him because he moved to New York 30 years ago, and I just went to visit often before moving there. And he's also always been like a reference point for me. So I moved there. I went to his house. He lives in Yonkers, and I used to go back and forth till I was able to have enough gigs to pay for rent. Played in Central Park many times, slept in Central Park many times, and that was my dream kind of thing. Joy is definitely, I would say, one of the main calls for bassists today. Like, he really knows jazz, but at the same time, he always surprises you. He's always like everywhere in the music, and kind of like cuddles you, around with a very strong and solid feel, but yet very colorful at the same time. It feels like being on a train. It's like, man, let's go, man. Like, you don't know where, but it's definitely somewhere, and the train is going and you're riding it and you're like, whoa, this is great. And he's the coolest guy, man. It's like, really, really nice to hang with. And for me, of course, it was a great lesson to play with him. Not only for the record that I put out with him and Aaron, but also because of other experiences that we had, together. He lives in Paris now, and I live in Rome now. So he asked me to come play with his band, Joe Sanders Infinity, in Paris at Duc des Lombards. And that was something, because it really taught me a lot about how to ride the train. You know what I mean? So you gotta, make the ticket. You gotta choose the right seat. You gotta hopefully look out, on the landscape, but at the same time, feeling the vibe and the vibrations of the train itself. I don't know how to explain better. It's like being very rooted and very aware of what's going on, but at the same time, by still being yourself and still contribute to the music by being very selfless, like by being very, giving, and And then, it was always like giving me cues and like really teaching me how to be a rhythm section instrumentalist, to like understand what my role is as a drummer, and how to be a glue for the band, and so because he can't really do that. So it's, as a drummer, is I'm sure as any instrumentalist is great to play with him. do you call that thing that you have like this and you turn and there's a bunch of colors? How do you call that thing?
Kaleidoscope?
Kaleidoscope.
Uh-huh.
Exactly. That's the best description that I would say. Playing with Aaron Parks is like, definitely. It gives you surprise and creativity and but you still know that it is a kaleidoscope. You know what I mean? So it's not something out of this world. It is out of this world enough to be crazy, but it still feels like rooted and it's great, man. It's just, it gives you another perspective of who you are. It's like a trip, man. It's really like a trip, because the guy is super sweet, and it's great to take his hand and just let yourself go with him. It's great, and you just discover many things about yourself that you didn't know. It makes you play and think of music in another way. So the record is going to come out with fresh sound, new talent, and really happy about it because it's a great record label from Barcelona, and it's got a lot of great recordings out, and really proud to be in the family. And Jordi Puyol was super nice to give me a great welcome into the fresh sound, new talent. So yeah, I'm really excited. Hello from Switzerland, and from We're So Cold. And yeah, see you guys later.
We're so cool.